This is so exciting. I'm about to fly an airline that competes in one of the best aviation markets in the world. Nearby, we have airlines like Singapore Airlines, Thai Airways, Malaysia Airlines, Cathay Pacific, Philippine Airlines, and yet this airline gets almost no attention. Today, I'm flying Vietnam Airlines. What on earth is their business class experience like? Well, come with me to find out. Good morning from Hanoi Airport. I've just spent the most awesome 5 days in Vietnam with my old guy friends, and now it is time for me to fly probably one of the biggest airlines in Asia that I have not tried yet. So I'm very, very excited, even though I just have a relatively short flight today. So what you see out there are a bunch of grounded Pratt & Whitney Airbus A320neo aircrafts, or well, these ones specifically are A321s, but it's just such a shame. Like, I'm so excited, and I think the whole world is so ready for increased carbon-friendly flying, you know, reducing emissions as much as possible. So to see hundreds of Airbus A320neo family aircraft grounded all around the world is just so sad. Obviously, I'm looking a little bit rough today after a 9-day guide trip around Southeast Asia. So, unsurprisingly at check-in, they were like, "You're flying business class?" I was like, "Yes, let me through." So yeah, now heading to security. Apparently there's priority security, which is always appreciated, although it doesn't seem too busy here today. So gonna head through that and then check out the lounge. Okay, security actually was all easy, so is immigration. There's priority security, but not immigration. So immigration comes first. Anyway, very easy. Now it's time to check out the Vietnam Airlines lounge. It always cracks me up how Asian airlines love to put these I don't know, cardboard cutouts of their staff. It's very cute, but I was also a bit jarred when I came up here and thought there were like 4 people standing waiting for me. For being a major hub lounge, this space feels like they woke up one day and realized, oh my god, we need a lounge. Where can we put it? Do you guys see how many seats they tried to cram in here? Okay, so impressions of the lounge. I love that there's so much natural light, huge windows with amazing views outside. That's awesome. There's quite good seating, quite comfortable. The lounge is quite quiet, which I guess is good, but it also makes it a bit awkward to talk because everyone can hear you. My favorite thing that I think I saw are the massage chairs. Although there's only 2, it's kind of nice to have a little something like that, especially if they're not going to give real massages. And in terms of food, not the most inspiring spread. Overall, an okay lounge, considering this is one of their 2 main international hubs. I don't know, what do you think? Instead of spending time in the Vietnam Airlines lounge, I decided to hop into the neighboring Priority Pass lounge to check that out as well. Okay, that was very interesting. I visited the Song Hong Lounge, I think was the name. Yeah, Song Hong, after the Vietnam Airlines one. So much better, and it's a member of Priority Pass. So if you have Priority Pass, highly recommend going there instead. Much better vibe, not as crowded, better food. Still got massage chairs that weren't busy. So yeah, much better. Did I mention where I'm flying today? I don't even know if I did. I'm flying to Hong Kong. It's about a 1.5 hour flight on a Vietnam Airlines A321 Classic. So yeah, very excited to experience this for the first time. Their livery, I have to say, very underrated. I love any livery that doesn't contain any white. White in airline livery should be banned. It's so boring. So yeah, this is beautiful, guys. Also, I guess I want to say, why am I flying business class on a 1.5 hour flight? It's totally not necessary, but I managed to save like 30% off the catch price by using techniques I teach in my Points Master program.
So why is that interesting for you? Well, think about it. You never hear people talk about any ways of acquiring points that are not credit card related. Everyone's trying to refer you to a credit card because there's a lot of money to be made there, but it only really works if you live in the US or a few other countries. What I teach you in my Points Master program works wherever you live in the world, whether it's Sweden, whether it's Australia, whether it's Canada. Of course, it works in the US as well, whether it's Japan, really anywhere. I show you how you acquire points from airlines directly in a totally legal way, by the way, and then redeem them for business and first class flights. Usually, sometimes it can be for economy class as well. And just to give you some examples, in the coming 2 days, so very soon, there's going to be a deal where you can redeem for Lufthansa first class from the US or from Asia to Germany for $1,150 one way. That's absolutely unreal. I just helped a client the other day on a call save 92% on a Lufthansa first class flight. But better yet, you caught me during a sale. There are 40 spots left, so 60 have already been taken at $200 off. And even better than that, if you want to know what I'm talking about and also want to know the very essential information for this incredible sale that will enable this Lufthansa first class flight and all types of other things in a few days, there's a free mini course you can check out at the QR code here or at the link at the top of the description. Let's get back to the video.
Okay, suddenly after scanning my boarding pass, I just got so excited. I don't know what it is. I mean, we all know that Southeast Asian airlines are just sort of a level above the rest generally. So yeah, I'm very excited. Hopefully I find a new airline that I love. You know, it's not very often that happens. Okay, I'm obsessed with this boarding music, and we got cold, refreshing towels. So, how do we feel about the color of these seats and me kind of matching it? I don't know. Also, as you can tell, there's no bulkhead behind me, so it's kind of Euro style, or some US airlines also have it like this, where there's no separation between cabins, but after takeoff they're going to take down the curtains, so I think it will be good. Boarding is done. This seat is mine as well. Yeah. Hey, listen, if you're going to serve water on flights, this is how to serve it. Infused with orange and mint. Come on, like, this is business class water.
Just before pushback, there's a rather interesting situation that leads to someone getting upgraded for free and sitting next to me. I'll share the whole kind of wild story once we've landed. As you can see, the seats are pretty comfortable, but something is missing. There is no in-flight entertainment. Apparently, there's supposed to be streaming entertainment, but not even that is working today. Contrary to other Vietnam Airlines reviews I've watched, we also don't get any menus on this flight, which is kind of strange. For such a short flight, you've got to admit this meal is pretty impressive. Yeah, it doesn't look or taste very good, but I mean, it's a 90-minute flight, so it's not like I'm gonna starve. The dessert is watermelon jelly, which is especially refreshing, as is this incredibly cool matte Pepsi. Honestly, I don't have much more to show you. There's just a seat and meal that stick out on this short flight, and yeah, these beautiful views of Hong Kong.
Okay, made it to Hong Kong. I have a lot to say.
Oh my gosh. Okay, where do we start? So basically, once boarding was done, I was like, yes, empty seat next to me. I'd seen that on the seat map beforehand, but you never really know. Then, just about when we're about to push back, there's a lot of commotion happening in the rows behind me in economy class, people moving around, things happening. And then I hear this guy with a French accent being very, very aggressive with the crew, saying, "This is not enough. I cannot sit here. Please, sir, this is an extra legroom seat. This is the bulkhead row. Sitting here will be fine. You have plenty of legroom. I can't sit here. I need to sit there." And he points at the seat next to me. So the crew goes, "No, sir, sorry, you can't." "No, I need to sit there. I will not sit here." I'm just like, okay, what's going to happen now? Surely the crew will not let him upgrade. So he says, "See my leg, I can't sit in this row." So I'm just like, all right, this will be an interesting situation. 2 minutes later, he has pushed so much and just said, "You need to give me that seat. I cannot sit in this row." So eventually the crew give up. He takes a seat there and I go, okay. So what happens after he sits down is he lifts up his pant leg and reveals he's an amputee. So we get to talking a bit. I learned he's lived in Hong Kong for several decades. He's originally from France. And my thing is this, regardless of whether he needed the upgrade or the extra legroom, that's a separate discussion. The fact he lives in East Asia and clearly must know the culture at this point. Most of East and Southeast Asia have very indirect cultures, besides maybe Hong Kong and Singapore. But even if he lives in Hong Kong, which is a bit more confrontational and a bit more like New York in that sense, he knows the context he lives in, and he knows that yelling at these Vietnamese flight attendants is going to get him what he wants. He's going to get an upgrade because by just going at them for several minutes, yelling and making them really uncomfortable, he's going to get his free upgrade. He's going to get what he wants and basically ruin their day at work because they're breaking policy by giving him this seat. So I was really disappointed to see his behavior. Obviously, after taking a lot of flights, sometimes these kind of situations arise, and it's always interesting to see what happens, how the crew handles it, and ultimately what you guys think about it. What would you have done in that situation? So what about Vietnam Airlines? What do I think about them? Well, it's interesting because taking them in the context of Asia, they're not that good. I'd say they're actually below average if you compare them even to Thai Airways or Cathay Pacific or Philippine Airlines, airlines that are sort of nearby. But if you plopped Vietnam Airlines down in Europe or in North America, they would be a great airline and I would happily fly them. I cannot wait to try Vietnam Airlines again on a longer flight, happily from Australia or Europe to Vietnam, for example. And if you're flying specifically to or from Vietnam, or you want to get SkyTeam points, that type of thing, they're certainly not a bad option. I would gladly fly them again, especially if I could save money like I did today or use points. So in this situation, the flight costs $450 in cash, $220 in economy in cash, but I paid $300 for business class by buying points and then redeeming them. So to me, that extra $80 was a total no-brainer. I got extra luggage, I got a lounge, I got priority, I of course got a better seat on board, a nice-ish meal, and all that kind of stuff. And I teach you how to do this with over 70 airlines in my Points Master program. And you can really start from 0 points and 0 knowledge. That's what's so great. I have condensed everything I've learned from over a decade, thousands of hours of pouring through forums and blogs into an efficient efficient little bubble for you to learn as much as you can whenever and wherever you want, because PointsMaster is pre-recorded, so you'll have lifetime access. I've been able to teach hundreds of people how to travel comfortably for a fraction of the price. So if you like saving money on flights, and if you like saving money in general, now is the time to sign up. There are limited spots left at $200 off the regular price. If you're still on the fence, you can also book a free call with one of my PointsMaster experts, someone who's taken PointsMaster, learned everything from scratch and knew nothing beforehand, and ask any questions you may have to see if their program is right for you. You can do that by scanning that QR code or going to the link at the top of the description. Again, my next video will be of a very different flight, a very long journey compared to this, almost 24 hours on one of the most popular airlines on my channel. I cannot wait to share that very soon. And until I see you for that video, as always, fly safe.